Long life, blessed but empty. Ecclesiastes 6 verse 3 and 6. If a man beget 100 children and live many years, so that the days of his years be many, and his soul be not filled with good, and also that he have no burial, I say that an untimely birth is better than he. Welcome to Life is a Test. These are life lessons from King Solomon, part 39. It was a grand banquet. The dining hall glowed with crystal chandeliers, the air rich with laughter, music, and the scent of fine food. Every seat at the long mahogany table was filled. Children, grandchildren, and old friends gathered to celebrate a patriarch's 80th birthday. He had lived long, achieved much, and built an empire. Yet, as the noise faded and the guests departed, he sat alone at the same table, staring at the untouched food before him. His eyes reflected something money couldn't buy: emptiness. He had everything except satisfaction. Solomon describes a man who seems immensely blessed. He fathers 100 children, a sign of legacy and favor in ancient Israel, and lives a long life, another gift often celebrated. Yet despite these outward blessings, Solomon says this man dies without ever tasting satisfaction. Solomon's conclusion is shocking. An untimely birth is better than he. Solomon speaks of a stillborn child who never sees the light of day, and described that child as having more rest than a man who spends his lifetime gathering blessings but never enjoys them. Why? Because the stillborn child never endures the turmoil, the greed, and the constant striving. This message confronts people's obsession with accumulation and longevity, or living long. Do we realize that a full house means nothing if the heart is empty? That a long life is hollow if it is lived without joy, gratitude, or purpose? Solomon goes further and says this man's burial is dishonored, not by what he lacked, but by what he refused to give. His unwillingness to spend, share, or enjoy his resources. A person may have every comfort and resources, yet lived in such a closed, self-focused way that no one is blessed by their presence. We all know individuals who leave behind memories of generosity, joy, and kindness. And we also know those whose absence brings a strange sense of ease. When someone hoards their time, their love, their compassion, or their resources, they may live surrounded by things but disconnected from people. And when their life ends, people do not gather with tears of gratitude, but with relief that their bitterness or selfishness is finally buried with them. Today, being buried with relief looks like a life where people celebrate your departure more than your presence. True honor in death comes from living a life that is poured into others. What we share, not what we store, determines how we are remembered. Today, many people are sitting at empty tables. But what is it that truly makes a table empty? This empty table takes many forms in our modern world. It is a successful entrepreneur whose business thrives but whose heart cannot rest. It is the parent surrounded by children, yet inwardly battling loneliness. It is the preacher applauded by crowds, yet privately wrestling with spiritual dryness. We keep stretching for more years, more followers, more recognition, convincing ourselves that satisfaction is hiding in the next achievement or the next purchase. But Jesus interrupts our thinking with a reminder in St. Luke 12 and verse 15. A man's life consisteth not in the abundance of the things which he possesseth. Our calendars may be packed, our homes furnished, and our accounts overflowing, yet none of these can feed our soul. They will fill space, but they will not fill us. Paul, writing from a prison cell, and Joseph in the pit or in the prison, revealed the secret Solomon longed for. The mystery of a table that stays full even in empty spaces. In Philippians 4 and verse 11, Paul declares, I have learned in whatever state I am therewith to be content. Notice Paul says learned, because contentment is not a gift we stumble into. It is a discipline shaped when we surrender. When we surrender our striving and our pursuits, God fills the table of our hearts with peace, purpose, and joy, those that cannot be taken away. When my mother retired from her role as pastor in 2022, each family member shared words of appreciation and encouragement. But my brother ended his tribute with two simple yet profound words: finish well. At first, it may sound like a farewell phrase, but in reality, it held a much deeper and practical meaning. To finish well is not merely to end a job, a ministry, or a season. It is to close the chapter with integrity, grace, and faithfulness. After years of service, prayers, tears, late nights, and burdens carried for others, she was charged to step into her next season with honor, peace, dignity, and the satisfaction of knowing she served God in that role wholeheartedly. My brother's words were both blessings and a challenge. A reminder to my mother that legacy is not defined by perfection, but by perseverance. It was a prayer and a charge. You have run well. Now continue with the same grace and strength so that you may cross the finish line with joy. As we reflect on Solomon's words, we are challenged to reconsider the true measure of a life well lived. Are we blessed but empty? Longevity, wealth, and accolades may impress the world, but true fulfillment is found not in the accumulation of years or possession, but in a life surrendered to God, where every day we live with intentionality, gratitude, and wisdom. Psalms 90 and verse 12 says, So teach us to number our days, that we may apply our hearts unto wisdom. When we count our days rightly, we begin to invest in what truly matters: relationships, love, service, and a heart that is aligned with God's purpose. Let us therefore pursue not merely the extension of our lives, but the enrichment of our lives. Let us seek depth over duration, significance over success, and eternal value over short-term gain. In doing so, we will discover a life that is truly satisfied, deeply meaningful, and eternally secure in the presence of God, one that is well lived, blessed, and full. God bless you.